Next theorem is, if G is internal direct product of its subgroup, so these are subgroup, then prove that G is isomorphic to H1 cross H2 cross Hn and so on up to cross Hn. So we already know the definition of internal direct product. Now to prove the isomorphism, so I define a map, so which is a f from G to if I define a map, so to prove the isomorphism, I define a map f from H1 cross H2 so on cross Hn to G. So we know the element of G. So element of G is the product of element of H1, H2 and so on. So this is defined by f of x. So this is element belongs to this Cartesian product, and this can be written as x1, x2 so on up to xn. So where x is Cartesian product x1, x2, xn, which belongs to H1 cross H2 cross Hn. So what it means? It means each xi belongs to hi. So for each i, xi belongs to hi. So this is my mapping. This is, now to prove it is a homomorphism 1,1 as well as onto. So I take for every x which is equal to x1, x2, xn. So this element belongs to H1 cross H2 so on up to cross Hn. Similarly, y which is y1, y2, yn, and this belongs to H1 cross H2 cross Hn, right? Now to prove the it is a homomorphism, so I take f of xy. So what is this product xy? So which is x1, y1, x2, y2. So this will become f of comma x1, y1, comma x2, y2 and so on xn, yn. Now using the definition, so this will become the product x1, y1 into x2, y2 and so on xn, yn. So as we know that the element, if I and j are distinct, so element from hi and hj, they commute. Element of hi and hj, they commute because they are inner product. So it means xi into yj commute to yj into xi. So by using this property, so this y1 shifted to at this place, right? Since it is commutative, it commute to each other, and similarly this product, and by using this property in any from this and this, so we get x1 into x2 and so on up to xn, which is equal to y1, y2, so on up to yn by using this property. So it means this value is equal to f of x and this value is equal to f of y. It means f is a homomorphism. So this is a homomorphism. So in this way we can prove that, so this mapping is a homomorphism. Now to prove 1, I take f of x, which is equal to f of y. Now substitute the value of f of x and f of y in very simple way. So it implies x1, x2, xn, and this is equal to y1, y2 and yn. As we know that in internal product these expression is unique. If these expression is unique, then xi is equal to yi for each I running from 1 to so on up to n. So what it means? It means this n tuple is equal to that n tuples. If they are equal, then it implies x is equal to y. So it proved the 1. Now to prove the onto, so I take one element from the right hand side. So what is the right hand side, which is a G? So I take A belongs to G. So what it means? It means A is of kind A1, A2 and AN. So where each AI belongs to HI. Each AI belongs to HI. So it means there exists a A1 belongs to H1, A2 belongs to H2 and AN it belongs to H1 cross H2 and so on cross Hn. So this element is A, such that f of A, which is equal to, so this is f of this is a in a tuple form. So this value can be written as f of this value A is equal to, this is equal to f of A1, A2 in tuple form and AN. So it implies f is onto. Now f is 1, 1, f is homomorphism and f is a onto. So it proves that it is a isomorphic to this values. So it proves G is isomorphic to H1 cross H2 and so on up to Hn. So this is isomorphic to this values. Now next theorem is, let G be a sum group and H1, H2, Hn be its subgroup. G is the internal direct product of its subgroup H1, H2 and Hn if and only if it satisfies three conditions. Condition number 1, Hi is normal subgroup of G. Condition number 2, HI intersection this product where J is not equal to I, consisting only identity elements. Condition number 3, G can be written as H1 into H2 and so on up to Hn. So this is if internal direct product, then it satisfies this condition. If A, B, C are satisfied, then it is an internal direct product of the group G. Now, to prove our result, so first, what is G? So G is a internal direct product of its subgroup. So this is a internal direct product of its subgroup H1, H2 and so on up to Hn. So that is a given. Now by internal direct product, we know that every member of X can be written as product of this, number 1. Number 2, it commute with some another example. In it commute with when they are not Hi, one element belongs to Hi and second belongs to Hj, so they commute to each other. So first let I take AK which belongs to Hk. It means A1 belongs to H1, A2 belongs to this H2 and X belongs to some G. So this is element of G. If X belongs to G, then it implies what is X? X is of type X1, X2, Xn and so on. So this can be written as X1, X2 and Xn, where each Xi belongs to Hi. Remember that. So this is by direct product. This is my first part. Now second part is this Xi and Xj, they commute to each other. Xj, Xi for I is not equal to J. So this is a by definition of the internal direct product. Okay, if they are not equal, then they satisfy this condition. Now I would like to prove that this Hk is a normal subgroup of group G. If Hk is subgroup, to prove it is a normal subgroup, I take one element X belongs to G and one element from Hk. So to prove that X inverse AK into X, it should be belongs to Hk. Now substitute its value. So what is X? So this is a X1, X2 and Xn. So this value and its inverse. Now next is AK, which is a member of K. And what is this? It is X1, X2 and Xn, these values. Now here I use the reversal law. By taking reversal law, this can be written as Xn inverse. This is a Xn inverse, and next term here it is X2 inverse into X1 inverse. Here at some place it is a XK inverse. Here it is some place XK inverse. Then it is AK, this values, and here again this value is X1, X2, continue at some place. This is a member XK which belongs to HK and so on, and this value goes to Xn. Now we know that for different hi they commute. So it commute to this values, again it commute to this, and so on. At it commute to this red color, commute to every blue elements. So remember that this x color, this values, this commute to every blue term. This red color, this commute to every blue term. So what we get, all other term will be cancelled to each other. So remaining term we will get xk inverse ak into xk. So all the members belongs to hk. So since hk is a group, subgroup, so their product is also belongs to this. So what we get x inverse akx belongs to hk. This is for every ak belongs to hk. So this is for every ak belongs to hk, and this x term, it belongs to g. What it proves? It proves this hk is normal subgroup of group G. So this is a normal subgroup of group G. So this is my first part. For each I, it is a normal subgroup. Now to prove the second part, B part, so that is the intersection consisting only identity elements. So I take some element A which belongs to HI intersection. This is a product of HJ where J is not equal to I. This product where J is not equal to I. This belongs to this values. It means this A belongs to HI and this intersection. So it means A belongs to HI and A belongs to this product which is J not equal to I into HJ. So it has all term except AI, ith term. So ith term is missing in this product. So what we get? We get A can be written as AI. So this I belongs to HI. And this here A can be written as A1 product A2 and then AI minus 1, then AI plus 1. So ith term is missing and so on up to AN. So where each AI belongs to HI, right? So here it is ith term. So here it is in the product all term except ith term. So we get this values. Now this term, with the help of uniqueness, this term first A, this can be written as E1 into E2 and so on. Ith term is AI and all other terms are identity. We can write it from this, and from this we can write it as A1, A2 and so on. Here it is EI because ith term is missing, so I write it here identity and so on up to En. Now both are equal. If both are equal, by taking uniqueness property, so A1 is equal to E1, A2 is equal to E2 and AI is equal to EI. So in general all the entries are equal to EI for every HI. So what it means? It means this A values, this A value, what is this? It is a E1 into E2 and this is a En. So what is this? It is a product identity. So what we get? We get A is identity. If A is identity, then we choose element from this which becomes the identity. So what we get? We get HI intersection product, this product HJ, J is not equal to I, which consisting only identity element. So which prove our first part, that if G is internal direct product, then we prove that the second part, B part, HI intersection, this product is equal to identity. Now it's a third part, which is a C part. So what is C part? C part is G should be H1 into H2 into Hn. Now as we know that if I take some element X belongs to G, so we know that in the internal product X can be written as X1, X2, so on up to Xin, where each Xi belongs to Hi because it is internal direct product. So what it means? It means we can write it as G, which is a product of H1, H2, H3 and Hn. So A, B, C, all the three parts satisfied the prove our result. Now in the converse part, A, B, C are given. Now in the converse part, let A, B and C. So these are given. So these are given. So we want to prove that G is internal direct product of its subgroup. So what we prove? So to prove G is equal to H1 direct product, H2 and so on up to this Hn, right? So we want to prove that. So we have two ways. One is every element of G can be written as the product of this, and second, for I not equal to J, one element from this commute with this element. Now by property number 3, which is C, we know that G is equal to H1, H2 and Hn, these values. So it means any element X belongs to G. If I take, let X some element belongs to G, so it implies X can be written as X1, X2, Xn. So what is where this Xi belongs to Hi, right? So I using the property number 3. Property number 3 means property number this values. Now also using the property number B. So what is property number V? Property number V means Hi intersection product of Hj, this J is not equal to I, which consisting only identity elements. So this value, this intersection consisting only identity elements. Now prove the result. Now this values, so that is given part. Now from this one thing is clear, since one thing is clear, in this product Hj, which is contained in product of these values Hj, j is not equal to I. Am I right? So it means Hj is contained in this. So what it means? It means this is a subset of this set, and if the bigger set has intersect with only identity element, so it means smaller set again have identity intersection with Hi. So it means it is a subset of this. So it means Hi intersection Hj is again, we can also write it as it implies Hi intersection Hj. So taking intersection on both sides is part of Hi intersection this product Hj, which is j not equal to I. So what is this? It is a identity. So it will be subset of this identity. If it is a subset of this identity, what it becomes? It becomes Hi intersection Hj, which is consisting only identity element for every j not equal to I. Right? So we get this kind of result. This intersection is consisting only identity element. Now if I take one element from Hi, so I take it as Xi. I choose as Xi from Hi and Xj from Hj. Also remember that j is not equal to I. So also remember that. Now Hi is a subgroup, then it means Xi inverse belongs to Hi because subgroup. So it consisting all the identity elements, right? So it belongs to these values. Now also it is a normal subgroup. So what is normal means? Normal mean if I consider as element of G, so it means Xj inverse these values, and this is element of Xi, Xi, and then element of this Xj, it belongs to Hi. Why? Because Hi is the normal subgroup. So here I use the property of normal subgroup Xj inverse, Xj inverse, Xi inverse, and Xj, and this values belongs to this values, right? Now if here Xj inverse, Xi inverse and Xj, here it is Xi inverse because it is inverse this values. Again Xi is a member of Hi. So one Xj inverse, Xi inverse, Xj, it belongs to Hi, and second is Xi, it belongs to Hi. So from this, since it is a subgroup, so it is closed under product. So what is the binary composition? So that is a Xj inverse Xi inverse Xj Xi, it belongs to Hi. So it belongs to Hi, right? Because it is closed under binary composition. So similarly, I prove for Hi. So similarly, we can prove that it belongs to Hj. Similarly, so there is similarly, I prove that Xj inverse, Xi inverse, Xj, Xi, it belongs to Hj on same line of action from this. Now this element belongs to Hi, this element belongs to Hj. So from 1 and 2 it belongs to intersection. So what is Xj inverse Xi inverse, then Xj Xi, it belongs to Hi intersection Hj, which consisting only identity element. Then it means what is this element become identity. So what is this? This is a Xi Xj inverse. This is first element. Second element is Xj Xi. So this is equal to identity. So it implies Xj Xi, which is equal to Xi Xj, where Xi belongs to Hi, Xj belongs to Hj, and I is not equal to j. So it satisfies the second property of product. Now third is to prove the uniqueness. To prove the uniqueness, every element of G can be written as the product of that, but uniqueness is missing. So I take two elements, one X, which is equal to X1, X2 and Xn. Second is again which is equal to, this value is equal to Y1, Y2 and Yn. So where each Xi belongs to Hi and Yi belongs to Hi. So to prove the uniqueness, to prove Xi should be equal to Yi. So I will prove this result, right? Now in the given part Xi Yj commute, so that is in a given part. Now from this, if I write, it implies X1, X2, so on Xi, these values, and so on up to Xn. And this value can be written as Y1, Y2, Yi and Yn. Now what is given? Given is, since Xi Yj, it satisfies the commutative property, which is Yj Xi when I is not equal to j. So using this property, so shifting at this place and using this property, we get Xi Yi inverse. So ith element I am taking on the left hand side, and on the this side, so here it is Xi Y, and here at this place it is a X1 inverse into Y1, X2 inverse into Y2, and so on continue, Xn inverse into Yn inverse, right? Now first element from the left hand side, this element, so this element belongs to Hi. Why? Because Xi element of Hi, Yi element of Hi, so Xi into Yi inverse belongs to this values. Now this belongs to H1, this belongs to H2, and so on. Ith term is missing, and this belongs to this product. So what we get, this left hand side belongs to Hi, and right hand side it belongs to product of Hj, where j is not equal to I. So this value belongs to Hi, this right hand side belongs to this product. So that this value left hand side belongs to the intersection. So if it belongs to the intersection, so what we get? We get Xi into Yi inverse. This belongs to Hi intersection product of this Hj, where j is not equal to I. So what is this? It is an identity element. So what we get? We get Xyi inverse equal to identity. It implies Xi equal to Yi for every I. So it proves the uniqueness. So it means Xi, which is equal to Yi. So for every I is running from 1 to so on up to n. So it proves the uniqueness of these values. So it means if G is internal direct product of its subgroup, then it satisfies A, B, C, and if A, B, C are satisfied, then it means it is an internal direct product. Now remember, these are very important result. So here remember that. Suppose if G is internal direct product, that is written as H1 this cross with circle, H2 this values, and so on this cross this value, it is called internal direct product. So this into with circle, it is called direct product. If it is plus, then it is called direct sum. So what it means? It means it implies three properties. Remember that. Property number 1, Hi, which is a normal subgroup in G, which is a normal in G. It is my first property. Property number 2, Hi intersection product of this Hj, this Hj, j is not equal to I, consisting only identity element, this values. And property number 3, G is equal to H1, H2 product and so on up to Hn. So this is a, remember, for the direct product. Now if it is a direct sum, here is using direct product. If binary composition is plus, so direct sum, so what is direct sum? H1 this plus this values, H2 and so on this plus, and this is a Hn. So what it means? First same, Hi is normal subgroup in G, normal in G, and second is Hi, this is intersection. Now here not product, here it will be summation, here it will be summation, J not equal to I, and this is a Hj. So it is a summation, and what it consisting? It consisting additive identity, so which is a 0. So remember that, which is a 0. And number 3, so what is number 3? So here G is not multiplication, it is a sum, H1 plus H2 and plus so on up to Hn. So this is a direct sum and this is a direct product. So that is the difference between them. Here binary composition is multiplication and here binary composition is the addition. So in the next lecture we will discuss a very important theorem. Any finite abelian group is a direct sum of its cello P subgroup. So that we will discuss later on. So remember that this direct product and direct sum is a very important as a definition. So next is very important result. So statement is, if H and K, these are two subgroup of group G such that G is equal to H cross K, then H and K are normal in G, number one, and G by H is isomorphic to K, and G by K is isomorphic to H. So that is my question. So this is very important result. First, what is G? G is the Cartesian product of H and K. Now, step number 1. First, check the element of G. What is G? G is equal to H cross K. If I take some element, then it means this X is of type H and K, where H belongs to capital H and K belongs to capital K. So first I check the element of G. So what is the element of G? That is of HK type. Now to prove G by H, is isomorphic to K, then G by K isomorphic to H. So I define a map from G to H, then apply fundamental theorem of homomorphism. So I define a map phi from G to H by, so what is its element? Its element is HK, right? And it goes to H, so only taking at this place H. So where H and K, H belongs to H and K belongs to K. So this is a mapping. So clearly we define in such a way to prove my result, to prove homomorphism. Now let I take X and Y. It belongs to G. So it implies X is equal to H1 K1 and Y is equal to H2 K2, where H1 H2 element of H, K1 K2 element of K. So I get X is equal to this kind, Y is equal to this values. If this values, then to prove the homomorphism, first I need this product XY. So what is this product? This product is H1 K1 into H2 into K2. Since it is an internal direct product, so H and K are commute to each other. So this can be written as H1 K1 H2 into K2. So it is a element of, one is from K, second is from H. So they commute. If they commute, so I get H1 H2 K1 and K2. So this will become H1 H2, this is the element of H, into K1 K2. So this is the element of K, right? This values. Now from this phi of XY, so this is a phi XY, this values, and this value is equal to phi. Now substitute its value. So this value is H1 H2 into K1 K2. Now this mapping goes to element of H. So this will become H1 H2. Now substitute the value of H. So this is a phi of H1 K1 and here it is a phi of H2 K2. So here it is a phi of X, here it is phi of Y. So it proves the homomorphism. So it is homomorphism. So it implies this phi mapping from G to H. So this is a homomorphism. If it is a homomorphism, now prove the onto homomorphism. So next is to prove it is a onto. Onto means every element of this has pre-image. So for every H belongs to capital H, so there exists H into E. So H belongs to capital H, E belongs to K, so this belongs to G. So I write it as X dash such that this H can be written as phi of X dash. So I get the pre-image of this H. It means phi is onto. If it is a homomorphism as well as onto, so by fundamental theorem of homomorphism, right hand side is, so by fundamental theorem of homomorphism, so right hand side, which is H, so this is a isomorphic to G by kernel of phi. Now here my aim is to prove that kernel of phi is equal to K. So that we will prove our result. Now to prove this, let X, which is equal to HK, and this belongs to kernel of phi. So by definition of kernel of phi, its image phi of HK, its image is equal to identity. So what it means? It means H is equal to identity. So it means H is equal to identity. If H is equal to identity, so it implies X is E into K. So it implies it is a K and K belongs to capital K. Now reverse this procedure, we get kernel of phi, this is equal to capital K. So what we get? We get G by H is the G by K, which is isomorphic to H. So similarly, so there is no need to prove again. Similarly, G by H isomorphic to K. So which prove our result. Next